Good afternoon, everyone. From the Central Illinois Fire Network Weather Center, I'm Larry Eastep. We have some pretty serious storms over the Peoria area and counties around Peoria at this time. Galesburg had some pretty nasty weather about 5 o'clock, 5:45 just about right now, and we have a number of warnings in effect. Let's go to the radar here, and we'll show you what we're talking about in detail as these storms have continued to fire up throughout the afternoon hours, and they definitely are packing a punch. The radar here, if we can bring it up, we'll show this. This is the National Weather Service radar out of Lincoln, and we're getting a report right now in Fulton County. This was at 5:24, so this storm has actually moved out of Fulton County, but this particular cell that we're watching here, you can see these severe thunderstorm warnings we're going to talk about. 1-inch hail covering the ground in Farmington at 5:24 from this particular cell. Let's put a storm track on this cell that right now is in Peoria. Severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect for Peoria, northwestern Woodford, and northern Tazewell counties. Trained weather spotters are reporting a severe thunderstorm with quarter-sized hail near Farmington, or 2 miles west of Trevoli, or 12 miles northeast of Canton, moving northeast at 43 miles an hour. People in these locations are still threatened. Hannah City, Norwood, Bellevue, the Greater Peoria Airport, Kickapoo, West Peoria, Alta, Dunlap, Peoria, and Peoria Heights. This also includes Interstate 74 between mile markers 78 and 95. Let's see here if I can go out to a wider view here and we can see the interstate area here. You can see the interstates are in that real light blue color. Kind of hard to pick out there with the cells, but Interstate 74 between mile markers 78 and 95. So this is a pretty good stretch, almost a 20-mile stretch of Interstate 74 affected by this, and Interstate 474 between mile markers 0 and 6. That's the leg that runs from the Morton area down to Lincoln. So Interstate 474 from 0 through 6. Let's put Pathcast on this with Storm Track and let you know what we're seeing here. Peoria Heights, that storm, first storm there should be in your area about now. Spring Bay, 552. Looks like Bayview Garden, 552. Germantown Hills, 554. Metamora, 602. Washburn, you're under the gun at 609. If this storm holds together, Toluca, El Paso, also in the next half hour, you're going to be seeing more storms. Let's track this a little bit further down or right to the north and see another Pathcast here. This particular one tracking this particular storm again through the Hopewell area by 548, Lakin at 553, Toluca 616. If this holds together, Tunica, you could be seeing the storm by 633. Let me do another thing here meteorologically again. I want to see, we're getting a lot of hail icons here. I want to see what the VIL looks like on this, which kind of gives us a idea of the vertical lift in the storm that could create the hail. Yeah, we're seeing some pretty intense returns in this area just to the west of the city of Peoria right now. And again, this storm will be moving to the northeast. So where you see those red and pink dots there, yellow and green, that whole area has got some potential for some large hail. Again, 1-inch hail as this storm moved out of the Canton area, Farmington over in Fulton County about 10 or 15 minutes ago. This entire line has really exploded, and even over towards Knox County, you're seeing a couple of pretty good cells there. I would not be surprised to see warnings issued for those, but look at this mess stretching all the way from way up in Marshall County down to Tazewell County. And again, these storms have a history of producing very large hail. We even have some storms just to the north of Lincoln right now, just to the north of the radar site there. You're seeing those kind of fire up right along I-144, and that's going to continue to be the case as these storms really are just exploding across central Illinois and even on over into Missouri this afternoon. A number of reports of severe weather. Tornadic threat doesn't look like as big of a concern this evening, but we are going to see again the concern with these particular storms here as we widen out the view here a little bit and look again to the north. These particular storms, very large hail, winds in excess of 70 miles an hour at times, and again, persons under the gun by this particular storm with hail that has been reported covering the ground. Peoria, Metamora, Washburn, Toluca, El Paso, and other communities, Hopewell, Lakin, Toluca, Winona, and Tonico, all in the path of this severe thunderstorm line, this cluster, I guess you can call it, as it moves very rapidly to the northeast. 43 miles an hour is what Lincoln's telling us now. So anyone in the Peoria area, you definitely want to take shelter and stay away from windows as the storm moves through. Again, a big threat from this very large hail and damaging thunderstorm winds. We have had reports of damage, and this storm has a day-long history of very large hail, up to quarter size at times, covering the ground in many areas. From the Central Illinois Fire Network, I'm Larry Estep. Stay tuned for the latest weather information.